I'm sitting here watching a CBC or Commie Broadcasting Corporation video on the Assembly of the First Nations election. And as always, I'm inclined to dig up details and reveal the nature of this assembly. The AFN is a consolidation of First Nation groups, and its structure is modeled after the United Nations, and we all know what they're up to. The AFN is not a completely independent entity, as it is integrated into the national system through the CERNAC, or Crown Indigenous and Northern Affairs Canada. As we have come to see in business and society, the consolidation process takes place in order to centralize resources in an attempt to strengthen their ability to render outcomes more efficiently and effectively. The LGBT community is a good example of this consolidation process, with the addition of the brown and black stripes in their flag identifying with Islam and Black Lives Matter. Now let's see what contributions consolidation has made to the Indigenous population of Canada, and how does this affect Canadians and the nation at large. This is an example of the Canadian government conducting research in combination with the AFN, attempting to understand Indigenous identities, band membership, and citizenship processes. Human rights issues associated with members being bandless, landless, and international, as well as First Nations wanting nation status. The First Nation system of identifying citizenship greatly differed from the methods used by the Europeans. First Nations acquired citizenship by way of birthright, marriage, adoption, and residency. And this citizenship recognition was based on self-identification and community ties, whereas colonial countries applied more strict identifiers when defining citizenship. Lax citizenship identifiers is an issue that the nation as a whole may be confronted with one day. And to compound this issue, with land reservation rights and the pursuit of self-governance, what is the AFN attempting to create? And CERNAC proposes that First Nations should determine acquired citizenship void of the Canadian consideration, that documentation requirements is just a citizenship list, and what profile details might be included. And I can't even speak on transitional periods. And if anybody knows exactly what a transitional period is, please state it in the comments. Remember how First Nations define citizenship. This is how the consolidation process works. Unification is founded in the concepts of us versus them. Nowadays, everything seems to come down to identity, and its ability to unify, or as the liberals like to call it, include. Uniliberalism, it's an exclusive club everyone wants to be a part of. In sum, First Nation acquired citizenship has minimal requirements. They own an immense amount of Canadian land, and they want to establish their own governance, which sounds like the AFN is attempting to establish a nation for itself. These laws and institutional considerations carry with them great risk and consequence, and illustrate the leadership's inability to understand the true nature of the problem, which leaves them incapable of anticipating outcomes. I know I may sound like I'm in some way against First Nation members, but I support people's ability to freely practice their culture and traditions. I fear that you are being exploited as a war chest for the globalists. Don't be fooled into turning Canada into the next South Africa in the name of communist land grabs. Nobody's culture and tradition will win in the end. Don't let both our rich and beautiful histories be rewritten and forgotten forever. We will all be reduced to nothing more than tools in this revolting agenda of global control through centralization of all resources. Remember, communist promises of today either never materialize or are removed with force. In our videos on NGOs in South Africa, we show how the Aga Khan is the primary supporter of the marginalized in pursuit of a global totalitarian Islamic New World Order.
The fall of colonial empires and the new world order that it promised. I think you will see governments fail because they do not practice this principle. They will have so many divisions within them, so many attempts at achieving positions of power by certain groups or influenced by others, that it will be impossible to create a sense of nationhood, a sense of building around common values, which after all is what most governments would wish to have.
Like, share, and subscribe. Click that notification button and check us out on social media. Links are in the description below.